At least a dozen people have been injured in an explosion at an Indian restaurant in Toronto. These are the first images tweeted by a local journalist from there. And this is a suburb of Toronto, and the blast at the restaurant called Bombay Bhel and took place just hours after 10:30 p.m. local time there. The police said several have been injured and 3 have been critically injured. In fact, police have tweeted this photo of 2 suspects who they said had detonated an improvised explosive device inside the restaurant. The photo shows the 2 people with dark zip-up hoodies walking into the restaurant, with one of them appearing to be carrying something.
We received the call at approximately 10:30 p.m. this evening. We responded to an explosion in the area of Huron, Ontario and Eglinton in Mississauga. So far we have the plaza sealed off and we're investigating.
So we transported 15 patients from the scene to local area hospitals. 3 of those patients went down to trauma center in Toronto.
What's the type of injuries?
They would be consistent with an explosion. I don't have the specifics on the exact injuries that were sustained by the patients, but 3 of them were critical enough to require a trauma center.
The men fled the scene shortly after the incident. The blast comes a month after a driver plowed his vehicle into a crowd in Toronto, killing 10 and injuring 15 others. The Consul General of India in Toronto, Dinesh Bhatia, has told WION that he's still waiting for details. WION's principal diplomatic correspondent Siddharth Sibal now joins me on the program for more details. Siddharth, what more details are we waiting for at this point in time, and who could be behind these attacks?
Well, just a short while back, the Indian Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj tweeted about the incident, saying that there's a blast in the Indian restaurant Bombay Bhel in Ontario, Canada. I'm in constant touch with our Consul General in Toronto and the Indian High Commissioner in Canada, and our missions will work around the clock, and we have given an emergency number also. This was the information which was also talked about by the Consul General. He tweeted in his from his Twitter account, and Dinesh Bhatia also told us, who's the Consul General in Toronto, that details are still awaited because right now it's early morning, approximately 3 a.m. The blast took place at 10:30 p.m. So we'll get to know the details mainly after maybe 5 hours, because then the dawn breaks. But who are the suspects? Well, the police hasn't given any names, but of course we know there are 2 issues which have been dominating headlines in Canada. One, of course, is racism. That is a thing that can't be ruled out, and another is the Khalistani issue. Though from the tweets of the Peel regional local police, it seems that racism could be behind this attack, but we can't rule also Khalistan issue also, because that has been an issue that has been on between India and Canada ties, and lately, just few days ago, India also said that Canada should come up with a framework so that its freedom of expression is not misused, where terrorists are not called martyrs. So these are 2 possible usual suspects, but right now the police hasn't come out with any names, only with visuals of 2 suspects entering into the restaurant and of course exploding that improvised device.
Right, thank you, Siddharth Sibal, there for giving us all those details.